Hi, welcome to another episode of Wired for Wealth, guiding you to achieve lasting financial freedom and peace of mind. Greetings everyone, I'm John MacGregor, your financial mentor and antidote to your financial struggles. My goal is for you to think better and do better so you can feel better about your financial future. And if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Ring that bell below and hit subscribe. All right, folks, I wanted to dig deeper into a major financial mistake that I've seen over the years that is literally, I'm not kidding, it's crushing people's financial dreams. I was sitting in the sauna today after my workout, as I normally do, and conversations always arise with other people. They know what I do, and people always want to ask me financial questions, which is great. I love it. And this time, a couple in their 40s, mid-40s, was telling me about their financial situation and how they're struggling to make ends meet on a month-to-month basis, as so many people are doing. I could tell right away they were dancing around regarding some of the expenses that they were making, that they knew that they were unhealthy and they were financially destructive. It's like they wanted to place blame on someone or something else rather than their own behaviors that are causing them to struggle financially. I think we can all relate to that at some extent, right? That's when the wife admitted that they had a storage unit and they were paying $350 per month to store old records and books and clothes and dishes and appliances, basically stuff they didn't need anymore. And they were going on 6 years of owning this, 6 years. And they acknowledged they knew they were throwing money away on a regular basis, but of course their excuse was they just didn't want to deal with it and they didn't want to take the time to change it. And so I asked the obvious question: what would an additional $350 per month do to their financial situation? And they said, literally, it'd be a game changer. That's when they looked at each other finally after 6 years and said, honey, we got to get rid of this storage unit. Well, we'll see if that ever happens, and I will definitely report back if they do, because I will be pestering them and I will be following up with them in the future. So whether it's you or your parents or your grandparents or someone you love, people are committing this financial sin, this financial suicide because of the storage units, death by storage unit. And here's the deal. We have a clutter problem. And as a result, people are spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every single month to store their junk. It's crazy. Many of us have fallen for this trap. I certainly have, I admit. My last storage unit, many years ago, I rented. I told myself I would only use this for 3 months, and then I would go and clean it out and get rid of all that stuff I didn't need anymore. Well, 2 years later, right, at $400 per month, that was almost $10,000 I threw away. I mean, it's just insane. And I can tell you, in all my years of working with people, many, if not most of my clients have a storage unit just to house the stuff they don't need because they don't want to deal with it. Because decluttering or getting rid of stuff we once cherished can be difficult and even stressful. I get it. So instead, we put it in a locker and we forget about it. It would be one thing if all this stuff we owned was actually making us happier, but in fact, the opposite is occurring. Research tells us that clutter is actually causing major stress in our lives. So why do we do this to ourselves? As I said earlier, it's just easier to put everything away in a box, convincing ourselves we'll deal with it very soon. It's a quick and easy solution to a problem, but sadly, it's a very, very costly solution. As a result, the storage business is booming. As I drive around my little town here in Northern California, it seems like every half a mile, there's a storage facility. We only have 13,000 people here. And because of our addiction to clutter and stuff we don't need, the storage business has grown to a $38 billion industry. And it's projected the industry will grow by a whopping 30% in just 3 years' time. The storage unit industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the United States because we're addicted to stuff. With so many people living paycheck to paycheck, it can be difficult to make ends meet. In many cases, this leads a lot of people to store their belongings in a storage unit while they're trying to find more affordable housing. While this may seem like it's an easy solution, it is actually turning into a financial mistake that you should avoid at all costs. Think about this. In every American household, there are 300,000 items. 300,000. And the average size of a home has nearly tripled since 1950. And what do you do with a home that's 3 times larger? You add more stuff. 67% of self-storage renters live in a single-family home with 2 garages. And 33% have a basement. That means even with a garage or a basement, there's still not enough space for their stuff. 52% of self-storage renters rent over a year or more. 25% of people with a 2-car garage don't have room in their garage to even park their car. There are over 50,000 storage facilities in the US alone. That's 5 times the number of Starbucks. In fact, it's more than McDonald's and Starbucks locations combined. I mean, it's crazy. There is so much square footage of storage facilities in America, it would be physically possible for every American to stand all at the same time under the total self-storage roofing. I've been laughing. A storage unit costs anywhere between $60 to $225 a month, and that's for a non-climate storage facility. One that is climate controlled, you'll pay significantly more for that, as I did. The average American spends $18,000 per year on non-essential items. Stuff. Studies have shown that women's stress levels are directly proportionate to the amount of stuff they own. Studies also show people are more productive, less irritable, and distracted in a clutter-free space. And people who sleep in cluttered rooms are more likely to have sleeping problems. And lastly, studies have shown when in cluttered spaces, people are more likely to make poor eating choices. Those with extremely cluttered homes are 77% more likely to be overweight. We are drowning in this stuff, and it's not only hurting us financially, it's also crushing us physically and, of course, mentally. The bottom line is you'll probably never use the things you're storing, and that's why it's so important to take care of this immediately and stop throwing money down the drain. I mean, let's just run the numbers. Let's say you're spending $100 a month on a storage unit that you really don't need. In most cases, we don't, right? That's $1,200 a year. Now imagine investing that money and earning a 6% interest rate rather than spending $100 on a storage unit. At the end of 10 years, you'd have a significant savings account of over $16,000. The problem with a storage unit is that your stuff is out of sight and out of mind, and it's easy just to forget about it once you've gone in there. Plus, if you're planning on selling that stuff down the road, the longer you wait, the more this stuff is going to depreciate in value, right? So that's just another reason to get rid of this stuff now. So I don't want to belabor this point in this video. I think you get the message that this is an absolute waste of money to be utilizing a storage unit for stuff you no longer need, want, or use. If anything, I hope this was a reminder for those that do have storage units or those who you know who have storage units, because many times people have just put it off in the back of their mind and they have forgotten about it altogether. With that, I'll end there. Don't forget, a ton of free resources on my website that you can utilize immediately. In fact, right now, to start your journey to financial freedom and peace of mind. We also have a free financial assessment on the website, which is a simple 10-question questionnaire that will give you a very good idea on how wired you are for wealth. It's a great starting point for anyone that's looking to start this journey today. As I say, if you don't know where you are, you'll never get to where you want to be. Also, super excited about my online financial mentor program called Thrive Path, the revolutionary process to financial freedom and peace of mind. Go to the website, take a look. I think you'll really, really enjoy that. With that, again, reminder, hit the bell below and hit subscribe. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you next time. Take care. Upward and onward. Bye-bye.